it's all about respect. If you feel like you're worth something, then why not? Like, no, if they're not respecting me here, then I don't need to be here. I kind of believe the same thing.
So they say that the pro wrestling world is dominated by the Khans. Well, this man is well on the way there. You may have seen him on AEW Dark. You may have seen him in Ring of Honor. Khan is quickly becoming someone you cannot miss with his athletic ability, his amazing physique. And you don't get to see this a lot in pro wrestling, but his unique look. So, sir, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So let's get right into that, man. The name, because I looked you up, and you have had a variety of names, and you have even had a name like which was spelled like Tony Khan and Nick Khan, right? And then you moved to the spelling. How did that come
about? Actually, just talking to one of my friends when I got into this wrestling journey, he helped me come up with the name. Originally, it was Bishop Kaun. Bishop was my favorite X-Men growing up, and it was actually always spelled Kaun. He was looking into like Genghis Khan, like conquerors. And he's like, hey, maybe you could spell it differently, the Kaun. And that's kind of just stuck. And then as I've got into my career, I dropped the Bishop, and now it's just Khan. People have spelled it different ways, but it's always been Kaun. It's been the original name for the past 5.5 years. And it's just kind of stuck. And then, of course, Tony Khan comes out, AEW. There's another Khan. There's Great Khan from New Japan. So the Khans are kind of taking over right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are here to talk about your relationship with the brand Ladder. Very exciting. I mean, and it is a brand that is associated with two names that are known worldwide, right? Like LeBron and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can you tell me how you came to be associated with this brand?
Yeah, it was actually after my match with Adam Cole on AEW Dark, where Ladder reached out to me, and I guess they just saw the potential. They saw that I looked like a star, that they think that I have a lot of potential, that in a couple of years I'm going to be probably one of the biggest names of professional wrestling. So I got in contact with them, kind of just started talking about the relationship and what they wanted to do. I love the brand. I was new to the brand, but I've been trying out their proteins, their hydration, their pre-workout and stuff has worked great for me. I love the proteins, feels great because I don't ever feel bloated. Did a photo shoot out at LA. And then of course, LeBron, Arnold, even Myles Garrett, to be associated with these people, these megastars, is just so humbling to me. I'm kind of still like shocked that my name is like in line with these guys who've done historical things, just going to be the greats of all time. It's crazy.
Can you tell me more about the brand and the kind of offerings that they have?
Yeah, so they have a couple of different products, the protein, hydration, pre-workout. They have the new greens that taste delicious. Their stuff is all based on science and recovery. So for me, it's definitely been helping with my recovery. Definitely with even like the pre-workout locking in and not feeling too jittery. So yeah, that's a couple of the products they have right now.
Amazing, man. You mentioned your match with Adam Cole. Some people call him the second coming of Shawn Michaels. Would you agree with the assessment?
Oh, definitely. He's super talented and a really nice guy. He actually wrestled at the school that I started with. He was in the Shamrock Cup at Maryland Championship Wrestling. And then just to see my name next to his on the board, I was like, okay, we're really here today. They're just going to throw me into the fire. We just had 10 minutes. And, I think I proved the naysayers wrong that I can keep up with him. He's a phenomenal megastar. I learned a lot that day. Yeah, definitely the second coming of Shawn Michaels. If anything, he's the first Adam Cole, right? Like he's the baby.
Absolutely, man. So I was looking you up, and I read that you got into the business when you were inspired by D-Generation X, and that was the first. That is when you fell in love with wrestling, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, please.
That was the first instance that I learned about wrestling was D-Generation X. One of my friends brought over one of the tapes. You just see these guys doing like suck it and throwing up the X chops, and after that I was kind of enthralled, and then met the Hardy Boyz, saw the ladder matches, and then I was just obsessed. Like these guys are phenomenal, doing swanton bombs and leg drops off of ladders, and I never looked back after that.
And it's amazing that you're associated, I mean, with All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor, because you have the Hardys and you have Billy Gunn in AEW. Is that on your wish list? Is that something you want to do in the future, like work with them?
Oh, the Hardy Boys, definitely. I've met Matt and Jeff when I actually first started training. You kind of do different security jobs, the independent shows that you work at. And like one of my first shows, I was inside the cage doing security, and the Hardy Boys were just doing their ultimate deletion at Maryland Championship Wrestling. And I got to meet them, see them live up close, maybe 10 feet from the ring. And yeah, definitely on the wish list to wrestle those guys before they retire.
Amazing, man. And I mean, exciting things are happening with you. The last thing I saw was that Tully Blanchard is now associated with you guys. What does having him manage you mean to?
Kind of speechless, honestly. You think about the pedigree that this man has had, Hall of Famer, Four Horsemen, and to know that he's gonna be working with me, Brian Cage, Toa. Even the first time I met him, we just talked for 2 hours, and the amount of knowledge that he was just dropping on us, I'm like, yes, just keep talking. I'm gonna suck all of this in. I'm trying to be one of the greatest of all time too. Just teach me everything that you know. I'll steal your moves. Just give me all the knowledge. I'm ready to learn.
Amazing. So when we talk about, say, Ring of Honor right now, what do you think of Tony Khan taking over? And do you think it's in safe hands with Tony Khan as the boss right now?
Oh, definitely safe hands. If you see what Tony has done with AEW and basically giving the fans what they want. I knew Ring of Honor was in a place where it was kind of struggling. He bought it, he's taken it over. And even just with the first Supercard show, bringing back Samoa Joe, you had the FTR versus the Briscoes. I'm so excited for the potential that this new resurgence of Ring of Honor has, because he truly cares about professional wrestling. And you think about some of the greats that were in Ring of Honor back in the day, Danielson, Punk, Samoa Joe, Riju, Daniels, they're all with AEW now, so they can just give their knowledge. They can go help out younger superstars there. It has so much potential. I'm extremely excited.
Right. And you know how we had the whole Dixie Carter and Ethan Carter thing. I mean, maybe Kaun could.
It could happen. We don't know.
Amazing, man. You mentioned Samoa Joe. Is he on your wish list as well? And what do you think of him coming to Ring of Honor?
I wasn't sure where his career was at after NXT, but it's exciting to see him in AEW Ring of Honor. He won the TV title, wrestled Suzuki, right? I think I actually got to meet him, talk to him briefly. Again, this is super surreal to grow up watching these people, and then you get to go meet them backstage, and they're just regular cool people, and you're talking about wrestling, and we're all fans of this business. And wow, I watched your matches for inspiration, and now you're here. Now basically I work with you. I think probably honestly everybody on the roster is on my wish list. These people will have accomplished great things. They're all phenomenal wrestlers, and I'm just trying to get in there with people that have done great things in this business, that have that veteran experience that I can learn from, and put on some banger matches.
Absolutely. But when we speak about more people potentially coming over to AEW, I mean, there is a lot of buzz around, Claudio and Cesaro. Do you see him? Do you see him coming over to AEW at some point?
I think so. I'm not sure what's on his wish list. I could also see him showing up probably in New Japan, honestly. Or some people, after they leave WWE, they're kind of just done with wrestling. He's been doing this for such a long time. He was in Ring of Honor back in the day. It's not surprising when people take breaks, but they could probably show up anywhere. The path right now, typically, is people just show up on AEW one day, but who knows? Maybe he'll pop up in Japan. Maybe he'll pop up in Impact. We don't know.
And have you had a chat with Tony Khan yet? Have you had a one-on-one yet with him?
I actually did get to meet him. Initially met him after I was Adam Cole. I think I made him a little nervous because of how hard I hit people. And then they actually brought me to DC, and that's where we had that conversation where it's like, hey, I want to bring you onto the brand, and let's go. Welcome to the team. So definitely had two little short conversations, but awesome dude. I'm excited to be a part of the group.
So here at Sportskeeda Wrestling, we like to do a quick rapid fire round before we let you go. Do I have your permission?
Of course.
Awesome. Yeah. So first thing that comes to your mind when I say these things, okay? Best match of your career so far?
My career? Oh man. Probably me versus Moose for the Impact Championship at River City Wrestling down here in San Antonio.
Fantastic. Your favorite wrestler of all time?
All time? Oh, Jeff Hardy.
One dream match that you'd like to have?
Oof, that's so tough. I think originally it was a tag team match with the Hardys, a ladder match. That's what I wanted to do. Oh man, that's so tough. That's so tough. Maybe me versus Samoa Joe.
Wow.
I think that right there would be great.
So let's just interrupt the rapid fire for 1 second. Did you see that spot with Darby and Jeff Hardy that's gone viral? What did you think of that?
I would never do that. But it was cool to see. I know Darby is a huge fan of Jeff Hardy as well. I'd probably do a swanton bomb on like a trampoline or into a pool, but never off of a 15-foot ladder like that.
Okay. Austin or The Rock?
The Rock.
CM Punk or Bryan Danielson?
Shoot. Danielson.
First name that comes to your mind, most athletic wrestler in the world right now?
Oh, Ricochet probably, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
The strongest wrestler you have faced?
That I've faced? Oh, man. Probably Bandito, one of our 6-man matches. That man is ungodly strong.
And the strongest wrestler you believe in the entire landscape of wrestling?
I mean, he doesn't wrestle anymore, but Mark Henry was legit the world's strongest man, pound for pound, strongest man ever. So, Mark Henry.
Awesome. I just got to speak with him some time ago. Your favorite member of the Shield?
Of the Shield?
Yeah.
Happy Roman.
I think so are the tattoos kind of inspired by Samoan art as well? I checked out your tattoos, yeah.
A little bit, if anything, just more so like the placement of it. But like I know people find that as a commonality because it is a tribal tattoo, but it's more all of the designs from that particular tattoo is from my tribe back in Cameroon, West Africa. We're part of this tribe called Bakwari, so we have like a sacred relationship with elephants. So like part of my tattoo is the traditional elephant mask, a lot of textiles from that particular region of the world, and then I have also a fisherman deity from the Cameroonian tribes there as well. So similar placement, I understand like the tribal aspects, but everything with this is all particular to the Bakwari tribe and like Cameroonian people. So yeah.
Most underrated wrestler in the world that you'd like to speak about?
Wow, these are tough questions. Underrated. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get their flowers nowadays. If you have great matches, kind of just show up on Twitter. You're just kind of blown up on Twitter. That's so tough. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure. I would say me.
Yeah.
Me.
Good answer. And finally, the greatest tag team of all time.
Greatest.
I thought the answer would be obvious in your case, right? Not the Hardys?
I would say probably the Hardys of all time. Yes, I think honestly, FTR is moving up there. Wow. They really are. I know that they're more of like our generation, but they have been putting on classics ever since they showed up at NXT. Now AEW, Ring of Honor, FTR is gonna be one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
So as a big Hardy Boyz fan, you have the veterans who weren't a big fan of, the delete stuff and the final deletion and all of that. Did you like it as an old school Hardy Boyz fan?
I only saw parts of it, but it was very cool to see because everyone just kind of remembers Jeff Hardy being the enigma. He was one of the Swanton bombs. He was kind of one that got pushed as a single star. And then it was so cool to see Matt Hardy reinvent himself, which he's done multiple times, and then just blow up worldwide and doing these crazy cinematic matches. He basically created that. And then they were able to travel to Independence and win all these tag team belts. And then I remember when I was at that show in Maryland, sold like 2,000 people. We packed out that building. It was so cool to see, just like it started from his brain. This is his idea. And then both of them were doing it. Very cool.
We also like to ask people about the hottest trending topic at the moment.
Okay.
Ric Flair is returning to the ring at the age of 73. Would you advise for or against it?
I mean, I see he's training in there with one of the best, Jay Lethal, and I got to wrestle that man a couple times. I mean, hey, if he wants to do it, I understand getting out of this business is very hard, especially when you're wrestling like your whole life. Nothing compares to professional wrestling. So if anyone's going to come back at that age, it's going to be Ric Flair. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he wants to do. I saw a clip the other day. He was taking, I think he took a backdrop. crazy. But as long as he could be healthy and safe, then I'm all for it.
And he's not even the oldest person to have wrestled this year, right? I mean, with Vince getting into the ring at WrestleMania.
Yeah, taking the stunner. Yep.
Amazing. So quickly, before we wind up, fans in India can catch you on Eurosport. We have AEW airing on this network called Eurosport. Do you have a message for people who might see you in action in India?
Oh, wow. If you see me on the graphics, if you see my name anywhere, just stay tuned because I think I'm gonna be one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. I'm working my ass off to really have that mentality. I was inspired by Michael Jordan, The Last Dance documentary, and I've been working every single day extremely hard. So whenever AEW calls my phone or Ring of Honor, I'm there. I'm a star in the making, truly am. So just stay tuned for me.
And finally, I mean, I'll leave it up to you if you want to answer this or not. But Sasha Banks and Naomi, they walked out recently. Do you think it was the right decision if they were not happy with where they were?
It's tough, but I think so. I remember seeing this clip of Sasha talking on Broken Skull podcast and talking about how hard she's worked, and now at the level that she's at, she's eating steak and vegetables like Vince. And it's no more asking and being thankful for the opportunity. Of course, being thankful, being humble for the opportunities. But at some point, I think get to a place in your career where if you don't feel like you're being respected, then you can kind of do what you want to do. It's all about respect. If you feel like you're worth something, then why not? Like, no, if they're not respecting me here, then I don't need to be here. I kind of believe the same thing. So it's definitely a tough situation. It might all be a part of a story. We don't actually know the truth yet. So I'm curious to see what happens, but I definitely respect those two women because I understand even like real place work situations when you're kind of fed up with it, you go find a new job or you quit and you leave and go find a better place to be happy. That's the most important thing to me is your own happiness. So it happens.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Could you tell our viewers where they can catch you on social media, Instagram, Twitter, everything?
Yeah, Instagram is the Kaun, and then Instagram is the _Kaun, and Twitter is the Kaun. You can just Google my name, put like Ring of Honor or AEW after it, it'll pop up. But yeah, definitely follow me. I know this place has a huge fan base, so I'm excited to see what happens after this interview. Thank you again for the opportunity. This is so cool. People worldwide knowing who I am. I'm just small Minnesota kid, and now I'm out here wrestling on TV.
Our pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.